Chapter 46. Mouse Blood. Yes. Desperaux stood at the top of the dungeon stairs and peered into the darkness that waited for him below. Oh, he said. Oh my. He'd forgotten how dark the dungeon could be, and he'd forgotten, too, its terrible smell, the stench of rats, and the odor of suffering. But his heart was full of love for the princess, and his stomach was full of cooked soup, and Desperaux felt brave and strong. And so he began immediately and without despair the hard work of maneuvering the spool thread down the narrow dungeon steps. Down, down, down went Desperaux Tilling and the spool of thread. Slowly, oh so slowly they went, and the passage was dark, dark, dark. I will tell myself a story, said Desperaux. I will make some light. Let's see, it will begin this way. Once upon a time, yes, once upon a time, there was a mouse who was very, very small, exceptionally small, and there was a beautiful human princess whose name was P. And it so happened that this mouse was the one who was selected by fate to serve the princess, to honor her and to save her from the darkness of the terrible dungeon. This story cheered Desperaux up considerably. His eyes became accustomed to the gloom, and he moved down the stairs more quickly, more surely, whispering to himself, the tale of a devious rat, a fat serving girl, and a beautiful princess, and a brave mouse, and some soup, and a spool of red thread. It was a story, in fact, very similar to the one you are reading right now, and the telling of it gave Desperaux strength. He pushed the spool of thread a great deal of gusto, and the thread, eager perhaps to begin its honorable task of aiding and saving the princess, leapt forward and away from Mouse and down the dungeon stairs ahead of him, without him. No! Cried Desperaux. No, no, no! He broke into a trot, chasing the thread through the darkness. But the spool had a head start, and it was faster. It flew down the dungeon stairs, leaving Desperaux far behind. When it came to the end of the stairs, it rolled and rolled until finally, lazily, it came to a stop right at the gnarled paw of a rat. What have we here? Said the one-eared rat to the spool of thread. I will tell you what we have, said Botticelli Remorso, answering his own question. We have red thread. How delightful. Red thread means one thing to a rat. He put his nose up in the air. He sniffed. He sniffed again. I smell... Could it be? Yes, most definitely it is. A soup. How strange. He sniffed some more, and I smelled tears. Human tears. Delightful. And I also detect the smell. He put his nose high in the air and took a big whiff of flour and oil. Oh my, what a cornucopia of scents. Below it all, what do I smell? The blood of a mouse. Unmistakably mouse blood, yes. Exactly, mouse. Botticelli looked down at the spool of thread and smiled. He gave it a gentle push with one paw. Red thread. Yes, exactly. Just when you think that life in the dungeon cannot get any better, a mouse arrives. Chapter 47. No Choice. Desperaux stood trembling on the steps. The thread was most definitely gone, and he could not hear it, he could not see it. He should have tied it to himself when he had a chance, but it was too late now. Desperaux's dire situation suddenly became quite clear to him. He was a 2-ounce mouse alone in a dark, twisting dungeon full of rats. He had nothing but a sewing needle with which to defend himself, and he had to find the princess. He had to save her once he found her. It's impossible, he said to the darkness. I can't do it. He stood very still. I'll go back, he said, but he didn't move. I have to go back. He took a step backward, but I can't go back. I don't have a choice. I have no choice. He took one step forward and then another. No choice. His heart beat out to him as he went down the stairs. No choice, no choice, no choice. At the bottom of the stairs, the rat Botticelli sat waiting, and when Desperaux stepped from the last stair onto the dungeon floor, Botticelli called out to him as if he were a long-lost friend. Ah, said Botticelli, there you are. Exactly. I've been waiting for you. Desperaux saw the dark shape of a rat, that thing that he had feared and dreaded for so long, finally step out of the gloom and come to greet him. Welcome, welcome, said Botticelli. Desperaux put his paw on the needle. Ah, said Botticelli, you're armed. How charming. He put his arms up in the air. I surrender. Oh, yes, certainly, exactly. I surrender. I, said Desperaux. Yes, said Botticelli, you. He took a locket from around his neck. He began to swing it back and forth. Please go on. I don't want to hurt you, said Desperaux. I just need to get by you. I am on a quest. Really, said Botticelli. How extraordinary. A mouse on a quest. Back and forth went the locket. A quest for what? A quest to save the princess. The princess, said Botticelli. The princess, the princess. Everything seems to be about the princess these days. The king's men were down here searching for him, you know. They didn't find her, and that goes without saying. But now Mouse has arrived, and he's on a quest to save the princess. Yes, said Desperaux, and he took a step to the left of Botticelli. How inspiring, said Botticelli. He lazily took a step to his right, blocking Desperaux's way. Why the hurry, little friend? Because, said Desperaux, I have to... Yes, you have to save the princess, exactly. But before you save her, you must find her, correct? Yes, said Desperaux. What if? What if I told you that I know exactly where the princess is? What if I told you that I could take you right directly to her? Said Desperaux, and his voice shook. His paw on the needle trembled. Why would you do that? Why would I do that? Why would I help you? Why, to be of service, to do my part for humanity, to aid in the saving of a princess. But you are a rat, supplied Botticelli. Yes, I'm a rat, and I see by your trembling that the greatly exaggerated rumor of our eager nature has reached your oversized ears. Yes, said Desperaux. If, said Botticelli, swinging the locket back and forth, if you allow me to be of assistance, you will be doing me a tremendous favor. Not only can I do a good deed for you and the princess, but my actions will help to dispel this terrible myth of evil that seems to surround rats everywhere. Will you let me assist you? Will you let me assist myself and my kind? Reader, was it a trick? Of course it was. Botticelli did not want to be of service, far from it. You know what Botticelli wanted? He wanted others to suffer. Specifically, he wanted this small mouse to suffer. How best to do that? Why, take him right directly to what he wanted, the princess. Let him see what his heart desired, and then, and only then, face with what he loved, would Desperaux die. And at the end of it all, how tasty the mouse would be, seasoned with hope and tears and flour and oil and thwarted love. My name, little friend, is Botticelli Rimorso, and you may trust me. You must trust me. Will you tell me your name? Desperaux Tilling. Desperaux Tilling, take your paw from your weapon and come with me. Desperaux stared at him. Come, said Botticelli. Let go of your needle. Take hold of my tail, and I will lead you to your princess. I promise. What, reader, in your experience, is the promise of a rat worth? That's right. 0, zip, nada, goose eggs. But I must ask you this question, too. What else was there for Desperaux to hold on to? You are right again. Nothing. And so the mouse reached out. He took hold of the rat's tail.